everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Kelly. I'm so happy to talk to you today. And I want to tell you guys, if you've not tried the coconut cream coffee mate creamer, you have to try it. It's been my favorite for like years now. And I love it so much. It's so good. So you guys should definitely try it. Coconut in your coffee is the bomb. So I just wanted to share some things with you guys because I know that it's weeks away from spring. And if you're like me, you're counting down the days. I'm even counting down the days till summer. I like summertime, hotness. I just love it. And so when it's winter, I don't like it at all. And I wish I could be like the bears and just hibernate and wake up when it's over. And sometimes my body actually wants to do that and I have to fight it. So I want to talk to you guys about how I beat the winter blues. Now, I didn't always do this. There was several winters that I just totally gave into it and let that depression just take over me and, just feel defeated like the whole entire winter months. And the last couple of years, I've just decided I'm not doing that anymore. I mean, it's going to be here. And as long as we're called to the Northeast and we live in the Northeast, this is something I'm going to need to always live through, and not just live through, but continue to thrive through, even if it's a little harder to do. So I just wanted to give you guys like a few things that I've been doing that maybe can help you, because I talk to a lot of people that struggle, and look, we have to take that seriously. It's a real thing, the seasonal depression or the winter blues. So some things that I do that help me is, number one, I definitely make sure I'm taking my vitamins. Now, I do this year round, but definitely in the winter months, I'm going to make sure I'm taking more vitamin D than usual. I'm going to be taking B12, and then also I do take magnesium every night. It helps me sleep and it's just great. So that's something I take year round, but definitely in the winter, I want to make sure I'm not skipping a day and that I am making sure I'm doing that vitamin D. It helps so much. So I take a multivitamin, take a vitamin D, vitamin B. If you're not taking vitamins regularly, definitely take those vitamins. They are going to help a lot. The other thing I do is I just listen to my body. So if I need more naps during the winter, I'm going to take a nap if I can. If I have to come home on my lunch break and just lay down for 30 minutes, that's what I'm going to do. If when I get home from work, if I need to lay down for a minute, that's just what I'm going to do. If I need to go to bed early, I'm going to go to bed early. And I know that some of you have young children, and so that's not an option. And I get that because I've been there. But hey, if your kids still nap and you're able to, napping is not a lazy thing to do. I mean, it is if you're just doing it all day long and you're not ever accomplishing anything, but sometimes our bodies just need more sleep. And so we need to be a little kinder to ourselves in that regard and not, beat ourselves up if we need to close our eyes for a minute or just rest. So I try to do that when I can. The other thing I do is I dress for the weather. So I don't try to be super cute. If the weather is cold, I'm going to dress warm and comfy. I don't care. I'm going to have a nice sweater on, some warm boots that I have fuzzy socks in. If I need to wear leggings, I'm going to wear leggings. If I need to wear sweatpants, I'm going to wear sweatpants. If you have a job and that's not the option, then I get that. But as soon as you come home, just change into something comfortable, or maybe change your shoes. I know there's times like on Sundays where I'll wear a different type of shoe so that I can make sure my feet are warm, even though I'm not wearing like sweats to church, right? So, you can do that, but just dress for the weather. Don't try to fight it. The last thing I want to do is be cold and uncomfortable when I already hate the cold. Also, if it's raining, I dress for the rain. I have my rain boots. I'll put a hat on. I won't try to fix my hair that day. I'll wear a cute hat. And I'll just dress for the weather. And so when I do that, I find that it kind of takes a little stress off of me just in that. And also I pick my clothes out the night before, because some days, if you have struggled with this, there are days where you wake up and you just don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to think about it, right? And I've had so many mornings like that where I'm like, I just don't want to think about anything. I don't want to go anywhere, but I have to. And so knowing that I've already got my outfit planned the night before and I can just get up and throw that on and not have to think about that. It's one less thing to think about. The other thing I do is the most important thing. The first thing I do when I wake up, especially if I can tell, okay, I'm just struggling today, is I will lay in bed for the first 10 minutes with my eyes closed and I'll just talk to Jesus. I just say, Lord, you know everything before me that I have to accomplish today. I pray you will give me supernatural strength to do it. And I just start thanking him for the blessings in my life and really changing my focus. Because the more that I lay there in bed and hit snooze, or the more that I lay there and just dread waking up and complain about it in my own head, right? It's just going to make it worse. So I find that even just being honest with God and saying, I just don't have it in me today, Lord. I really don't. And he gets it. He knows how we're feeling anyway. So that has brought me a lot of help just to get out of bed some days where I'm like, all right, God's going to help me. I got this. He's going to help me. And, I just got to do this. This is what I got to do. The other thing is definitely journaling your gratitude, because when you're in this season of, it could be seasonal depression or just days where you're feeling down, it can just feel like everything is down, or it's always going to be this way. Or, the devil loves to lie to us when we're in our weaknesses. When we're in our weak moments is when he loves to whisper those little lies. And so I like to journal my gratitude. I try to make this a habit all the time, but definitely when I'm feeling this way, I have to shift my perspective and just really start thanking God for everything. And then I do that. Another thing I do is I leave my Christmas decorations up a little longer. I mean, if you love Christmas as much as I do, you know what? I really don't decorate for Valentine's Day. So I'll leave them up until the middle of January, and I'll just take them down as I'm ready. Because to be honest with you, sometimes I don't like putting them away in the freezing cold out in the garage. It's a lot. So if it's really cold and the weather's bad, I'm not stressing out about that stuff. My home is our home. It's not a home that I need to worry all the time for who's coming over, right? It's the home that we live in. And so I just try to block out any of those things that say oh, well, you need to get this down. What if someone comes over and they see that you still, have your Christmas decorations up? Well, who really cares? This is my house. So just take the pressure off of me a little bit, I think, because right after Christmas, sometimes we can just automatically feel down anyway. And I just like to sort of take pressure off of myself. The other thing that I do in the morning is do something in the morning that I look forward to doing every day. So that is making coffee. So what I've tried to start doing is I've learned different ways to make coffee so that I can enjoy a different way of making it. So some days I'll have a flat white, some days I'll make a cappuccino, some days I'll use my French press. For me, it sort of gives my mind something else to do in the morning that is going to lead me to something I enjoy, which is sitting down for that first sip of morning coffee. And so that's something that I really enjoy doing. And, I don't know, maybe you want to try to do that. It's really not as hard as it seems. Last most important thing is I want to encourage you that if you deal with this seasonal depression to the point where it is just taking over your life, where you lose 3-4 months of your life, because that's about how long the winter is here in the North. If you live in the Northeast, or if you live somewhere that's like this, it can really take over your life. And before you know it, you've lost months. You've lost months dealing with this thing, and it's not fair. It's not fair to you. God has so many plans and so many things he wants to do in your life and in my life that we can't allow the enemy to use and waste that time if we can do something, right? So I would encourage you to make this a matter of prayer. When I made it not just a thing that I sort of accepted and worked through, just oh yeah, this is normal. People go through this. God help me. Okay, I'm going to do it. But I actually fasted and prayed and asked the Lord to deliver me from this thing, to take it away, to help me. And I can tell you that it works. Prayer and fasting works. And so if you're serious about wanting free from this, God will answer those prayers. We sometimes forget that, we got to pray for ourselves too. We pray for other people, and then we just accept certain things in our lives that we don't need to accept. And so I just want to encourage you, pray, fast and pray. Ask the Lord to lift that from you, and you will see him do a miracle in your life. Because I can tell you that this year I have really not dealt with it as much. I think there was 1 week in the beginning of January where I was like, okay, here we go, but God totally lifted this from me more than ever before. And I have been able to really be free of this. And not that I haven't had my moments, right? And had my days, but I'm just telling you, God, he cares. He cares so much. So pray, fast, and pray. Come on, we can do this together. I hope that this helped you. Let's keep it moving, right? Because if we just stay in our houses and we stay secluded and we don't want to get out of bed and we don't want to do anything, listen, that's not doing anybody any good, right? We got to get moving. We got to walk. We have to function. We have to get out there and not hide. So I hope that this helps you guys, and thank you for watching.